Morning, guys. Unfortunately, sleep didn't work out as well as expected. I woke up just before 4 o'clock, so I decided to go for a run at 5, and I'm just back in. It's just before 6 o'clock in the morning here, as I'm sure you could see. So I'm a little bit worried about energy levels for the day because not only 2 matches today, but at lunchtime I've also got to record a radio show for an hour and a half and a little bit longer. So it should be a very fun day. I can imagine I'll definitely need some Red Bull come the afternoon today as well. Just up, there's a little gym upstairs, which is wonderful. Lots of weights. And then outside, quite no cars on the road at this time of the day. So it was quite a nice running environment this morning as well. Only small disappointing thing was up in the top floor, the organisers are being really kind, and they've got this awesome space for us where they've laid out some go boards. But as you can see here, some people have just left their rubbish, the beer cans there at the end of the day and not tidied up. It's just, I assume it's the European players as well, because I didn't see any of our Asian friends hanging out in that area last night. But just disappointing whenever we get such wonderful conditions for us, and also you'd expect with Go players a reasonable amount of intelligence that you would hope at least some of which would translate into consideration of others in one's environment. But hey ho. So off to get breakfast in a minute. 7 o'clock, so I've probably got a little while to wait. So I've got a Go book here. I think I'll probably look at this morning. I've got some Sabaki problems. I got a load of sort of new books in from Japan, so I'll have a little look through that. The problems aren't too taxing, so I won't be wasting too many brain cells. And then 9 o'clock then for the first match this morning against Poland, which should be slightly more challenging than yesterday, just based on the ranking as well. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think I've decided. I think I'm white this morning, so I'll probably go for the 6-4 point in the opening, because I'm quite familiar with that. And I won a competition last week back in Beijing playing that as well. So I'm reasonably confident I might be able to get something out of that. Morning. It's just after 10 o'clock here, and I've arrived back at the hotel after a win by forfeit. So the rules in the competition are, if your opponent is late by more than 15 minutes, then they automatically forfeit the game. My opponent dashed over to the table 10 seconds too late, thought he was about to be able to begin, and then he was told that he'd lost the game. I didn't say anything. I don't know. I feel in that situation, it's complicated, obviously, because I'm not just representing myself, and obviously I need to respect the judges and let them make up the mind. So I didn't say anything, and then that's what went through. I felt a little bit dirty as well, obviously. My opponent said something about the alarm clock. He was a lovely guy, and he was very nice about the whole thing. So we decided then to go downstairs and have a little friendly game as well. I was quite glad for that as well, because I was sort of, again, feeling dirty because this win by forfeit. So we had a friendly game, and thankfully I did manage to I say I won it. I think he said he resigned after I think he messed up a corner. I wasn't particularly putting everything into it as well, obviously, because now I think the most important thing is to try and conserve as much energy as possible for the afternoon. So since I'm back at the hotel early, my plan is to go for a little nap then to make up for the fact that I was up at 4 o'clock. So let's have a little look at the game that I played against him then. Hey guys, just in the door then after game 2 today. Before I look at game 2, talk a little bit about that. I'll show you game 1. Game 1 from today. So I was white here. I decided to go for one of these high ones here. Black took the approach of, I'm not quite sure how to deal with this, so I'll just surround my own corner here. And then this is all pretty normal. I remember I think it's Changhao against Master played a similar one to this as well. I remember I can sort of ignore this corner, and I just came across here and pressed downwards. The only problem here, obviously, is do I want to, at this point, maybe return to this corner? But actually, I don't think it makes any difference, because even when Black now plays this move, White's still got a lot of agi left in this corner. The stone has not been captured here, so I'm not that worried. So I just turned here. Black plays here. I was a little bit unsure here, because obviously if White blocks here, the black corner is not dead. In fact, the blocking here is not necessarily, it's not sente as well. So I was a little bit reluctant to do that, and I played this move here. This is a little bit dangerous. I hadn't really thought that much when I was playing it. Why do I say it's dangerous? I say it's dangerous because if Black Hanny's on top, and we played the complicated variation, there's actually normally a ladder, and the ladder is good for Black at the moment. However, if I push through and cut, it actually still ended up being okay for White, but I hadn't thought that much about it. To be honest, at this point my attitude was, this is a friendly game, and I have a real game in the afternoon, so let's just keep it friendly, not think too much. And obviously, I was coming back to the hotel room at lunchtime to record a radio show as well, so yeah, I wasn't going to kill myself with this one. So just played this variation, nice and simple. Black plays here. This is all pretty standard, jumping. And again, still the computer wants me to come back and block this corner here. But this move here, I think it's only worse. What is it? Yeah, it's worse by about a point, so it's not that big a deal. And then black, sure enough, played here, and I just jumped. And again, black's, it's pretty much even. It says here, black's ahead by one point, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Black played here, pretty reasonable. I extend this maybe a little bit slow. And then white jumped in the corner. I didn't think there was any need to do that here. I think coming along this side would maybe be better. And then played what I thought was going to be a Joseki. But then black played this really weird turning move here, which I wasn't expecting. Because obviously now I can just push through. The ladder's good for me, so I can just capture the 2 stones. And now black's quite thin here. So I just jumped in directly. Black bumped, which I thought was a little strange as well. And then we're running out together. So I'm already thinking at the moment, I've come out here, black's got some weakness in there, and I'm thinking once I've got my head out here, then I can come and make life with this stone in the corner as well. So when black played this then, yeah, this move was a problem. Yeah, I think at this point the computer wants black to come back and just take the corner securely. So after this then, again, the computer again still wants me to come here directly, but I figured this would probably be Sente. Using human logic, in the sense that if he's played this, he's probably almost certainly going to answer this attachment. I extended, he connected, and then coming back to the corner now. So at this point here, I was feeling pretty good, because this group's ran out, not really gain anything, because obviously I've got this very thick group here, which is nullifying the influence of black's sort of half thickness here as well. Cool. So I just played through this. This was a little bit strange as well, because I could Hane out, and then after Haning out and taking the corner, black just said, I give in, which is way too early. Like, as you can see here, there's only 12 points difference, but I think the Polish chap was feeling a little bit sad about having missed the game. Again, I think it was down to an alarm clock error, so I said, fair enough. But I think obviously in a real game, there's still, 10 points at an amateur level. Well, it's a reasonably big difference, but it's not that big a difference. And certainly there was plenty to play for as well. But that's the first game from today. So that was 2 wins under the belt at the end of this. So at lunchtime then, I saw I was paired against the Korean player, Lovely, for this afternoon. So not much of a chance there, but I wanted to go in with the attitude of let's try things out and play seriously and see sort of what I could keep the difference down to. So I was thinking beforehand, when you're playing against a much stronger player, what do you want to do? Well, if the game's simple, I suppose his technique and finesse is going to shine through. So it's to make things complex, as many random things as possible. How do you do that? Going for a big moyo in the middle, maybe complicated fighting with some chances as well. So I decided beforehand as well. I didn't want to, we're probably looking at someone that's vaguely professional, so I didn't want to go for any conventional openings. So I just opened up with 2 6-4 points. Which I think with hindsight was actually pretty successful. So he played this, which I've not actually seen before here. Very rarely do people play this, but just playing really simple, connect, extend, and then I just approached in this corner. So you can see, I already get the feeling at this point, his strategy is very much just take points, keep the game simple. So which is what you want to do, I suppose. You want to reduce the variations if you're the stronger player and just rely on your better skill, as opposed to bringing the game into a slightly more unclear arena. So obviously here I probably feel like I should probably just surround this corner, but again I feel like if it's just a nice simple attacking game for him, there's probably going to be opportunities. So I thought giving him the choice and seeing how he entered the corner here. So black was ahead, but actually black, I think after this corner, slightly suboptimal moves, but again just super simple. Like that was clear. Like black was clearly just like, no, I'm not going to do anything fancy. And then I decided I wanted to sort of try and surround some territory here as well. So black came in. This I thought was a little bit over the top. So because obviously I've got these moves up here. And this is a pretty standard ordering. So after black hanes, then I hane in the corner, black blocks, and then coming on top here. So actually, at this point, I was beginning to feel all right. I was also quite surprised because whenever I haned here, black just connected, Atari pushed through, and I'm quite thick. So if you actually look at this point, we're up to 60 moves, and I am, well, it's an even game at the moment. So I'm reasonably pleased with that. Like, I think that was an achievement in itself. The problem, it's an even game, but what do we notice here as well? Black has lots of cash in hand, whereas I am pretty much banking on my cryptocurrency paying off, which it's not likely to do, given the strength of the player. Because obviously, like, Black's got this huge corner. I'm relying on how much can I develop this while attacking Black's stone. So here I wasn't too sure. I went for the knight's move in the game, but again, the computer seems to think, and it's not something that I thought, like, just going for this one here, which I have seen before, but again, the variations are quite complicated, but I'll maybe have a look at that later on in detail. So we ran out together, and I just tried to lock Black in. This was probably a little bit over the top here. When I cut, well, because I noticed as well I wasn't going to fall apart completely, and I just connected. My hope at the moment is that I'm going to surround something here in the middle, but obviously giving more cash to Black here, so not the most realistic at this point. So after this, I thought I did an okay job on the right-hand side. I think I got a little bit back. Let me see the points here. Because I managed to sort of seal Black in. I thought my ordering was okay. But then after this, I'm already, I've not got points. Black's got everything. And I persisted for a while. I'll not embarrass myself by continuing on with the rest of the game. Because to be honest, it's really over at this point as well. But just interesting, like, his strategy of just keeping things super simple. Obviously paying off and waiting for me, the idiot, to do things that aren't very sensible. So that's end of day 2. I'll wait and see who I'm up against tomorrow then. So currently on 2 wins and a loss, and probably will still be another strong opponent tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be towards the end of the competition. Those will be the games that really matter, because they'll be against opponents that roughly around the same sort of rank as I am. But it depends, because I could end up getting someone like Japan tomorrow, which would also be quite a tough game as well. Okay, guys, that's Carl from day 2 at the WAGC. Hope you guys, any comments or suggestions, please give me a shout as well. Bye bye.